The first issue of Agweek magazine ran 35 years ago this week. It included a cover about the Port of Duluth Superior, which was a major export conduit for grains grown in the northern Great Plains at the time. Today, grain is still a big deal at the port, although markets are much different. Mikkel Pates has more in our Agweek cover story.
Shipping records have been kept in Duluth for nearly 150 years. When Agweek debuted in 1985, the port shipped 3 million short tons of ag products. About 65% of that was for export. The mix was wheat, corn, millet, barley, beans, and sunflowers.
Agriculture has changed a lot since then. You know, the markets have changed, the major wheat producers have changed.
In 2019, the port loaded 1.5 million short tons of ag products, of which 73% was for export. Today it's primarily wheat and durum, but also canola and sugar beet pellets.
About 70% of the durum over the last 2 years has been shipped out through the ports in Duluth.
Ag shipments using the port peaked in the 1970s, averaging over 6 million short tons per year. They've declined in each decade since. The port facilities are increasingly important for intermodal shipments and non-water transfers, but the waterway to the world is still vitally important, especially for wheat.
If it wasn't for being able to ship out of Duluth, prices would be a lot higher going out of one of the other ports.
35 million short tons of all types of cargo move through the port every year. In 2019, grain only accounted for 4.4% of that tonnage total. But trends can change. This shipping season, grain tonnage through the port through June 30th was 20% above the 5-year average for the period. For Agweek, this is Mikkel Pates.
Read more on this week's cover story in Agweek magazine or at agweek.com.